Hello, everyone. I am back. How's it going? This is Jen with Jenny Demonic. It's good to be back with you. And yes, I was on vacation. For all of you who have wondered where I've been, because I have received a lot of emails, and at that same time, I'm like, I'm on vacation. I was on vacation for a few days. Give me a break here. But Erin was there. Nothing has changed. I know some of you have ordered anyway. Some of you have talked to Erin anyway. So I was not missed. Okay, let's skip over the things that we're going to talk about today. Yes, I have a little bit of a heartbreak that I wasn't missed, but some of you reached to me even though I was on vacation, and you guys had questions. So I'm going to address those questions appropriately because your questions were actually very good, and they are useful not just to you, the answer, I mean, but probably a wider crowd. So today we're going to talk about the feces spell, but I'm going to do a longer video that I did the first time, and I'm going to show you a couple of tricks with the black heart oil and the graveyard dirt that could make this feces spell more powerful than just putting a name on the toilet paper. Warning, some of the things that I'm going to say are a little gross, and there's nothing that I can do here. And as usual, I'm gonna give you all the options in the world to do this on your own. The things that I need to address, I think, are going to be very, very useful for you as well. So first, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to answer the questions that my clients had while I was on vacation. And then after that, I'm going to talk to you about the feces spell. I know that I did a video on the feces spell before, but over the period of time since the last video, a lot of my clients have tried the feces spell. So we have figured out a way to make this spell more powerful than the actual traditional way of doing the feces spell. If you want the traditional way of doing the feces spell, you're welcome to do so. Watch my other video. It's in my YouTube channel. This one, I would say it's more of an enhanced version of the feces spell. It's what me and my clients have tried over the last couple of years and found out by the feedback or by the movement that we received how the spell worked with a couple of other tricks that I'm going to show you today. So stay tuned, watch the entire video, because this video is going to give you a lot of information that you will need whether you come to me or you are doing things on your own. Subscribe to my video if you've never seen these videos before. We talk about magic. My name is Jen with Jenny Demonic. And also remember, we have new morphic spells on for new moon on my site, and they're not gonna be there for long because I don't know how long the morphic caster is gonna be with us. And also there is a new one that it's wild passion morphic intense that stimulates the lumbar area for the person that is of interest, and it's good for your husband or wife, for example, if your marriage has gone sexless, or you can try that on someone that you're interested in and stimulate their lumbar area for you. It works like pinging a signal on a cell tower. It explains everything on the description. I put everything below. And also remember, I have my Reiki to attract love and bonanza. Thank you for the couple of people who have reviewed my services. I really appreciate it. And I will start seeing people again on Zoom. So feel free to book my services. I will become available again from tomorrow. The questions that I need to address are very important. So one of my clients had an excellent result. What I believe is excellent, but she was shocked. So I believe she was very pleased. She had an excellent result with our customers. We did a customized request for contact, and lo and behold, I think it was like a few days after, the target of interest showed up in front of her, and not only there was contact, but I believe he asked her for, a sort of meeting again. And I'm not going to go into details, obviously, for privacy concerns. So basically, that is what I call an excellent result. So then the question is, when you have this excellent result, and for example, you've had that in the first 2 or 3 days of our casting, but the casting doesn't end until the 27 or 28 or 26 or 30. So you have other days that we're casting for you, but you've already had the result that you were hoping for, or at least a good movement that you could see in front of your eyes. What should I do? Should I get another custom mask, another one of the same kind, and not wait until the casting is over? Or should I get a different type of spell? Now, this is a very important question, not only for my clients, but only for yourself. Say you burn a candle, a 7-day candle, and you get movement or you get contact on the second day of the candle. What do you do with the rest of the candle? Okay, so that's a very important question. So when you have to go back to what you are requesting out of that spell. So if you are asking, the original concern was, will I see this person? Will this person make contact with me? Will I be able to interact with this person in a timely fashion? So if this is your concern, and we cast for you, and 3 days after, you get a person of interest right in front of your eyes, and it's gone great, that's the result of that spell. Some clients, they're going to wait until the end of that spell. So until the 26, 27, 28, or whatever the end date that Erin gives you for that spell, to see if the spirits are going to give something more during that run of that spell. It's possible. Some clients have seen that they actually had the target making contact with them again during that time frame of that spell. Okay. However, it is possible also that the spirits are saying, we've already given you what you needed. So that was your movement. So it is really up to you. It is a decision that you make whether you want to get another custom mask and get another run for another movement, so to speak, with that target, or you just want to wait it out to see what the current spell is giving you more than what he has already given you, and then purchase another one after. We don't interfere with that decision. That's basically your judgment to make. Sometimes the spirits are not done, and so maybe they will give you some other movement by the end of that spell. And sometimes the spirits are done. We don't have a way to know that, because it's not like in a temple I can ask the demon, are you done with this person? It doesn't work that way. Sometimes they're done with that run. We call it run. Okay, they're done with that run, and sometimes they're not done with that run. So it's up to you. Now, another thing that some of my clients have said, well, if I have a spell that runs until the 28th, and it has already given me excellent result, should I just purchase another spell, or go with the same spell. Here's my recommendation here. We have a lot of spells on Journey Demonic, but not every spell works for each individual person the same way. And so I feel that if something is working for you and it's giving you movement, I wouldn't change it unless that specific spell has stopped giving you the movement that you're requesting. So for example, if I have a backache and I know that I have a urinary tract infection, I'm just gonna give you a medical, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just gonna give you a medical example. And I know that the only antibiotic that works for me is amoxicillin. I know that there are others. There's Cipro, there's there's Bactrim, there's other antibiotics. But the other antibiotics are not working as fast for me as amoxicillin does. I'm just giving you a personal example, by the way. So I'm not going to bother with Cipro or Bactrim because they're not going to work as fast as amoxicillin. So I'm just going to go with amoxicillin. In fact, every time I have that problem, I only take amoxicillin. And when amoxicillin will stop working for me, then I will explore Cipro, Bactrim, or other antibiotics that might be available. Does that make sense? So if you find that you get the antibiotic, which is the custom mass in this case, and that antibiotic has worked for you, you can certainly try Cipro, which is another spell, or Bactrim, which is yet another spell. Will they work as fast and as good as what has worked for you? I don't know. I don't have a way to make that determination because I submit the request and the spirits grants the request. If you feel you had excellent movement with the custom mass, I will go again with the custom mass because that's what worked for you best. If you want to try Cipro or Bactrim or any other spell on my site, you're more than welcome to do so. But I feel like you should stick with with what works for you, especially because we are COVID and I understand our spells are very expensive. Now, let's translate that to when you are burning a candle, a 7-day candle, and you have movement 2 days after the actual burning of the candle. So you light up the candle and that does happen, folks. I mean, like the spirits do tend to accept your request and it says, this is easy. He is right there. Let me bring it to you. And 2 days later, you say you burned a come to me candle, which is a 7-day candle. And 2 days later, that guy comes to you. And there's a question, what do you do with the rest of the candle? You finish that candle. So you finish the candle regardless of what movement you get. So you're going to go all the way down to that candle and do whatever you need, with that candle as if you didn't hear from the guy at all. So, but it's possible that the movement that you had in the second day was just it. That's the movement of that candle. You probably will not get movement again on the 4th, 5th, and 6th day. Chances are you might have to burn another candle and say, oh, let's see. Well, I got movement from the first come to me on the second day. Let me see what I get on the second come to me. So again, when you're finding something that works for you and brings you the movement that you desire, stick with it. It's for your own good. It's cheap or cheaper than exploring anything else. And it gives you what you need. Like I know that I will pay for amoxicillin. I wouldn't even dare to try Bactrim or Cipro because I know it'll take me longer and I need something fast. So whatever works for you on our site or whatever works for you when you're burning on your own, stick to that unless it stops working. So I hope I've answered that question extensively. Now, I have another question from another client that I think it also benefits you guys. So you say you're doing a breakup work on a couple, and the question that I had is, why do I need both long-term products and short-term products for breakup work? And why is it important to burn at least 3 spells or 3 candles if you're doing it on your own? We burn 9, but why is it important to have constant work? In other words, continuous work. So let me give you this example. We have 2 pens here, pen marker 1, pen 2, right? You see that? So you are burning the first spell with us, or you're burning the first set of candles on your own for the first time. So the first one, these 2 are gonna start fighting and bickering, and they're going to start getting crazy, and one of them might think, oh man, this is really not working out. I mean, I don't know what I should do, and I'm gonna sleep in this other room tonight because I cannot bear to be with you. Yeah, no, I'm gonna sleep in this other room too because I can't even look at you right now. So this is the first set of candles, right? At the end of the set of candles, sometimes this can happen. Well, we're not getting along, but maybe we should try and see somebody. We have kids together. We have finances together. Let's try and work this out. So then you say, I only burned a candle. This doesn't work. They're still together. You don't know what's going on within the walls. You don't know if these 2 exactly were going to go apart. You don't trust Facebook, and people go like, we're having such a happy life, and then their life is actually falling apart. So they're not gonna come and tell you, oh, by the way, I hate my wife, So things that are within the sheets are bound to stay within the sheets for a very long time until both of them cannot handle it anymore. So if you stop your work at the first candle or the first set of candle, that's that. They had a bad time, and then they'll try to reconcile. Now you're going to burn a second set of candle, and they go like, well, we're going to the counselor, but then this really does not work. I don't know what happened to us. I don't know you anymore. I don't know who you are anymore. I need some space. You see the concept? People are not just gonna break up, poof, because you want to, like that. They're going to have their, moments of reconciliation. No, wait, let's work this out. You cannot walk away from me. We have kids. We have the house. We have the house, and we have the cabin. If I find out you're cheating on me, I'll take the cabin away from you. So it's not happening right away, right? So you have to be mindful of that. Let me move this a little bit so you can see better what I'm talking about. So you see, then you burn a third set of candles, and that is only for the breakup long term. And now let's say that you're doing the long-term work, right? And then you add weekly demonic work. You add weekly something that is fast acting. And they go like, oh my God, yeah, we're going to the counselor, but she did this to me. No, he did this to me. I cannot stand you right now. I cannot forgive you for what you've done to me. So again, you have to understand, if you don't have the budget, I understand that we give you a lot of videos to do this on your own, but you have to understand the breakup work is something that has to be constant, persistent, until you actually see, like, dude, they're done. And it might take a lot of patience and a lot of finances. If you don't have that, again, there are breakup candles in this channel. Burn one, then burn the other, then burn the other. I give you resources so that I can help you, even though you cannot come to me. So don't come to me and say, oh my God, you're so expensive. I even refer you to other casters who work on their own. I mean, I cannot honestly do more than this. I've given to some people referral to other people. So be mindful that whatever it is that you do, it's not gonna work just one time. And so with that, I think I have addressed your questions. Now, let's take a look at what you can do to separate these two. Now, we have the feces spell, and we have found out over time that there are tricks to make this spell more powerful. Now, let's say that you are in love with John Doe. So there are two versions of this. One, you don't care what happens to John Doe. Okay? You're done with John Doe. You're not in love with John Doe or Jane Doe. Okay? Two, you are in love with John Doe. So you want to keep John Doe. In any case, you want these two to break up. Okay? So here's what you're going to do. The first thing that you're going to do, and you're not going to be in the bathroom when you do this, you're going to write their name on a piece of paper that contains both their name. Please make sure to have strong toilet paper. I feel like I have to say this. Now you're gonna write their name on a piece of paper. So John Doe, Jane Doe, the date of birth only if you have it. If you're not certain of their date of birth, don't put it. Just put their name. It's fine as well. Believe me, nothing will work better than just their name. Now, you're going to visualize these two breaking up, and then you're going to do this. Okay? So this piece of paper will stay in the kitchen. Or, you know, if you are a guy wanting a woman, then this piece of paper will come to you in the bathroom. If you are a woman wanting the man, then the lady's name will come to the bathroom with you. So in other words, to the bathroom, you should only get the piece of paper of the person that you want to get rid of it, not the person that you want to keep. Okay? So you get the person that you want to get rid of it, and you go to the bathroom. We'll talk about what to do with this guy later, since we can do a longer video now. So you have this piece of paper of this person. You can just do your business and smear it. But what I found out, what some of my clients did successfully, is that they actually did their business on there. Make sure urine doesn't go on here. Sorry guys, this is gross. Make sure you're not on your time of the month if you are a woman, because the period is for love work. So we don't want to mix anything that is for love work with negative work. So you should do this in one moon, so the day after full moon. So in a week from now, for example, and then you should not be on your period, and you should not urinate on this. Just, you know, number 2. Don't put number 1 on this. Don't put any of your monthly menses on this. Just number 2. So you do a little bit of number 2 here. Okay, so that's what we found works best. Sure, you can smear it with, but you do a little bit of number 2 here. Then you get graveyard dirt, and you put a little bit of graveyard dirt on top of number 2, and a few drops of black heart oil. And then you close it carefully, and you toss it down the toilet, and you flush. When you flush, you say, Jane Doe, you are a piece of SHIT. Everything for you turns like SHIT. Your life turns into SHIT. And I flush you out of my life. If you are trying to get this guy, you're gonna say, and I flush you out of my life, and the guy's name's life. And you toss it, and you're gonna do that for the whole waning moon period. So for 15 mornings, because I'm assuming you guys do number 2 in the mornings, we are gonna do that. So have I'm giving you a week time to buy your graveyard dirt online, and to buy your black heart oil, so that by the time waning moon comes, I believe it's the 23rd or the 24th of August, so in a week or so from now, you have everything to do the Feces spell with enhanced power. So now you flush 15 of those, basically 15 pieces of paper of those. So what do you do with the 15 pieces of paper of this guy? So it depends. So if you don't care about this guy, you're just going to toss this in the trash. Okay, you don't want anything bad happening to this guy, but you don't care about this guy. If you care about this guy, then you're gonna get a red pen marker, right on top of the black, his name again. So just mark it in red on top of his name and date of birth. And then you're gonna burn a chime candle. We're gonna do this next in the next few days. I'm gonna show you what to do exactly with this. Okay, but that's gonna be when in new moon that you're gonna start doing that. So that's a long time. If you are just doing this on a person, you hate a woman, by the way, you can also do this without having to do the breakup. You can just do this on her. It'll mess up her life anyways. You can do this on a person. So you're just going to put the name and the date of birth only if you have it. This is John Doe for explanatory purposes. And then remember, you're gonna go to the bathroom in the morning. You're gonna do what? Number 2, a little bit of the number 2 here, okay? Instead of smear it. We found out it works better that way. And then you're gonna put a little bit of graveyard dirt and a little bit of black heart oil. So this one and this one. And then you're going to flush it down the toilet and say, John Doe, you are a piece of SHIT. Your life turns into SHIT. And I flush you out of my life. It's really, really simple. And you're going to have to do it for several days. 1, you can use the whole waning moon to do that. 2, the reason why you're going to need several runs of this, several tries on this, is because I'm assuming that you guys are not really experienced practitioners. And so it's going to take you several times to get into the actual mood for the Feces spell. But, I gave you all this that you can do on your own, and believe me, it is a very powerful spell. There is also another version. The original version of this was actually done with a brown paper bag because they didn't have toilet paper. You're welcome to do that. You're welcome to get a piece of brown paper bag. That is the original version. I've had clients who have done that too. So instead of putting a name on toilet paper, that's more comfortable for your booty, they used a big piece of brown paper bag. Make sure it can flush down your toilet though, because that will be a signal of resistance. I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute. So they did use a big a piece of brown paper bag that it's as big as this one. Put the name in there, same thing, and then go to the bathroom with that. Put a little bit of number 2 here. Put the graveyard dirt and the black heart oil. Flash this. Say the formula. And then the remaining, you clean yourself with toilet paper of baby wipes or whatever. I've done clients doing that and actually achieving optimal results. Now, you have to make sure that your toilet is able to flush down perfectly, because if you see the piece of paper or the piece of toilet paper, and that has happened, resurfacing, that's a sign of resistance of the feces spell. So you will have to continue doing that. And you will have to come to me, because there could be a reason to believe that maybe this person is working as well. You know, like, again, don't assume that you're the only one watching these videos or other videos for that matter. So again, if you are seeing the paper that is stuck to a side, that the piece of paper that is stuck to the side of the toilet and doesn't flush, or the brown paper bag, whichever you decide to use, that's going to be a little bit of a red flag. Also, let's say that you start this spell on one moon, and then you know your period is due in 5 days. You're going to have to stop this for the 5 days that you have your period. When you know that you're done with your period, then you will resume the feces spell, even though you might not be in one moon again, and then you'll repeat again on the next one moon. Again, remember, I'm telling you, spell casting is like baking a cake. You try and see what works for you. When something works for you, you stick with that. And I hope I gave you everything. There's a lot of information in this video, and I think a lot of you are going to find this video very, very useful. And again, we are here if you need us. I'm going to post the Reiki to attract love here. I'm going to post our new Morphic Intense spell here. And I'm sure Erin will be available for some questions. And I'll talk to you soon. And I hope you guys are all safe in the meantime. And I'll talk to you soon. This is Jen with Jen the Demonic. Bye.